10 minutes into the drive. 10 minutes. Just 10. Hey mamas, what's good? I'm Crystal. Welcome to my channel where I help you stress less, save time, and do more. And stress less, I mean all the time. And today we're talking about road tripping with our 1-year-old. Okay, I don't know. We just got back from a road trip to the mountains of West Virginia. It was so beautiful. Roman loved running around and having a great time on the trails, looking at a bunch of rocks, throwing them around, all the fun stuff. But getting there was, well, the tricky part. It was a 5-hour drive there and a 5-hour drive back. Let's do some math. That's a 10-hour car ride. 15 minutes is sometimes too long for my son. So I went online looking up some tips and some tricks. I tried a couple of them out and I'm gonna share some of those with you guys today, because if I can help you guys limit the chaos within the car, getting you to and fro, then win-win, right? Because they'd be screaming minutes in. So today I'm going to share with you guys some helpful tips for on the road, and then I'm also going to share some tips about packing and some essentials that you're probably going to need, so that way you can tame the chaos, okay? Tame it! So first things first, safety. Gotta make sure you get your oil changed, your tires rotated if you haven't done it in a while. Make sure there's air in your tires, or maybe also address any other problems with your vehicle. You wanna make sure your car is ready to go. You also wanna make sure that you have some emergency essentials like jumper cables and an emergency kit if you don't have one. And also get a first aid kit. I didn't have one for the car. Now I have a first aid kit in my car for whatever emergencies that you possibly need. Awesome. Another thing you guys are gonna need is masks. I recommend getting some pouches or maybe some like cloth bags that have zippers, where you can throw in a pair of tissues, some hand sanitizer, as well as your masks, and the clean masks in there, just to keep them safe. And then also, if you want to, you can get some command hooks and stick them in your car. So now it's time to hit the road. Now, this was great for us on the way home. Getting there, Roman decided to stay awake the entire time and slept the last like 45 minutes. He was getting a little feisty, let's just put it that way. But it's really great if you can get them to get that nap, so that way you aren't stressed out. The adults can have a conversation or not talk, because like sometimes it's just really great to like just drive and listen to the music. Some safe in-car toys, you know, not balls or tons of little tiny pieces that could just get lost under the seats or be chucked around as you're driving down the road. Who knows, a ball's just gonna come flying at your face. Yeah, you don't need any of that. So get some car safe toys. Some books are really great. Some activity books, like if you have ones that have busy boards on them. We have one that does, and Roman loves that thing so much. It keeps him distracted for about 15 or 20 minutes, and that's really a lot of time for a 1-year-old. Also, get some watercolored markers and paper. I got a set off of Amazon that was about 10 bucks or so. You don't want the marker marks in your car. You don't want them in the cabin where you're staying or wherever you're staying, right? This gets your kid out of the car. They can burn off some of that energy that they just can't get out while they're strapped in, can't really move anywhere, and they're just like, oh my God, I have so much energy. Let them burn it out, let them run around, have a good time. We did this on the way home, and it was a lifesaver. So not only did we do the travel during nap time, we took them to a beautiful park, just ran around there. We had lunch there and everything, and then we popped him in the car. About an hour in, boom, he was asleep, and was asleep for about 2.5 hours, and it was really great. Until Lady Gaga's Rain On Me came on, and then he was like, yo, I'm awake, let's dance. But I mean, it was 2.5 hours later, so I mean, you can't blame him. He was like, I'm okay, I'm done. So I just put everything in one big not drawstring, but put everything in one big tote and put it in the seat, on the seat next to my son's car seat. I recommend not doing that, because he now has long enough arms that he can just literally grab everything. And it was just kind of this fight of like, more, I want this and I want that, you know. Whew, my goodness. But one thing that you could do to alleviate this problem is making small snack bags for each person. It just makes it easier to have access to, you know, either a small limit number of things, especially for kids. Like, okay, you only can have these many snacks, no more. and then have a quick and simple, easy snack bag for everybody else. So that way no one has to ask for anything unless the driver needs assistance, obviously. Now, my last tip for on the road is enjoy the ride. Blast the music, dance, have a good time, build up the energy, get your child involved with what you're seeing outside. Like, oh my gosh, there's some cows, or like, hey, check out those mountains or the windmills. Have some, like, enjoy your ride with them, experience it together. You're going on vacation, you're having a fun time. Try to not make it so stressful. Enjoy yourself, because that's what you're going to do, right? All right, guys, so scooching in a little bit closer because I want to talk about some packing essentials. And you guys know that if you're going anywhere with your kid, you have a ton of things. So to help minimize the amount of stuff you have, try a couple of these tips or buy some of these essentials. So one of the things that I bought, which was recommended by Jordan Page, I will link her page below so you guys can check her out. She's got tons of tips for mom life, everything. She recommended some packing pods, something like this. I mean, this is one size. They come, the kit that I have came with a bunch of sizes, so you have a smaller size. This is just great. You can pack everybody's items in one pod. So I had a pod, my husband had a pod, and my son had a pod. Not only did it keep everything super organized within the suitcase itself, because we only use this one guy, like, it's not taking up that much space. Look how much space this thing's taking up, right? So bring one suitcase, throw everybody's stuff in there. Then whenever you get to the place you're staying at, just pull it right out of the bag, put them in their own corresponding rooms. And then when you're done with your trip, put everything in a nice laundry bag. Not a license. You can use a trash bag. I just have this laundry bag I picked up at the dollar store. I just happened to be there and was like, oh, this would be perfect for this tip that I learned. Make sure that you pack items that are similar in color as well as textures. So that way when you have that huge laundry bag that you just shove into the suitcase at the end of the trip and you're on your way home, you can just take the laundry bag right out of the suitcase and dump it straight into the washing machine and get that going. So that way you don't have to sort and figure everything out and you're tired as it is already. So just get that done right away, and that's what we did, and it was really, really great to like get it cleaned. Folding, well, that's another story. I have this like really bad thing with folding. But another thing that was a tip to recommend was that have an extra bag of like shoes. We were going hiking anyway, so I just put all of our hiking boots in an extra like little tote thing like this. So we didn't have to worry about this taking up this kind of space. Yeah, there's not a lot of room in there for boots. There wasn't. None. So we had to have a separate bag for that. And it was just really easy to just keep all those things tucked away. I actually have these little purse hooks behind my seat, and I just kind of like hooked that up on there, just out of the way and like hung up, and it was perfect. Didn't really take any extra space. And also we had our hiking boots that we needed for the trip. Obviously, if you don't really need, if you're not going somewhere where you need like multiple pairs of shoes, which you know you don't. I would have worn my boots, but they're kind of uncomfortable to drive in and or to sit in the car for a while, because they're kind of heavy and they're tight around the ankles. So it was just better to keep those in a separate bag. Another thing that we did was bring our booster seat. My son's 20 months, so he can feed himself. And when you're on vacation, yeah, I'm not trying to feed anyone. I'm nobody's servant, so, well, he should be feeding himself anyway. We've got a really cool high chair that you're able to kind of snap off the top of it, and boom, it's a booster seat. It has little straps so you can strap onto any chair. If you don't have that kind of thing, something on Amazon that I bought is a slip over strap system that you can just kind of like buckle in together right over the chair. Now, if they're not feeding themselves, you may not need a booster seat, or you could just use the chair that's at the cabin. Roman ended up just kind of sitting on my husband's lap for most of the time anyway, but I do think it was something that we needed to bring, was a booster seat. It just helped a little bit. Now, this is a serious question that you need to ask yourself. Do you need to bring the stroller? If you are like me and you have a massive stroller that really does not collapse well, while I do enjoy that it goes over any type of terrain with no problem, it's pretty awesome, okay? But it doesn't collapse small, and it would have taken up this entire trunk if we bought it. Also, we were doing a lot of hiking where the terrain was kind of mixed and strollers really weren't necessary. And my son's at an age where he just wants to walk and run around everywhere. What's your child's athletic ability? What do they like to do? Do they walk around a lot? And determine whether or not you need to actually bring a stroller. If you do, consider getting a smaller collapsible type stroller. Something like an umbrella stroller might be something that you could use, just because you don't want to take up too much space. And you guys know those strollers take up like the whole trunk, and it's ridiculous. especially if you got a small car. There's no freaking way you go and get a suitcase, a snack bag, you know, any other types of bags that you might need, an entertainment bag, and then the stroller too. No, that's not going to happen. So another essential thing that we got specifically for our trip, not necessarily for a road trip in general, was a cute little backpack that has a harness so it can snap around in the front, right across their chest, and a leash. Say what you will about leashing your child, but if you're going to the mountains where there's tons of rocks or really rough walking paths and fall off cliffs and waterfalls and all that kind of stuff, but having something like this on him just kind of keeps him close, also helps keep him away from other people, and if we needed to grab him at a last minute, you know, we could do that. We're not like pulling it like super tight. We're not like, you know, it's not like this. It's kind of just loose and just there as a safety, an extra safety layer. As toddlers be running around and going crazy, and you gotta like, sometimes you might look away for 2 seconds. That's all it takes. You guys heard the stories. Some of these essentials you don't have to buy, but if you guys do want any of the things that I mentioned today, I do have them linked below. Some of those links are affiliated. That just means that if you do use those links to purchase anything, a small portion of the sales will go to me. It's at no cost to you, but it just helps myself as well as this channel. So, but don't feel obligated. I'm just trying to make shopping easier for you. All right, mamas, I hope this helps you limit the chaos within the car, getting you to your vacation where you need to just relax and unwind. Now, before I go, I want to know what you guys thought about today's video. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Either way, it's good to know. And if you have any comments or suggestions or any road trips that you've tried out, go comment below. Share your experiences with everyone, because sharing information is caring, okay? Sharing information is caring. Yes. And please consider subscribing. I do videos like this all the time, sharing tips, sharing my experiences, talking about products that I've used and like and enjoy. So if you want something like that, if you want a little help and assistance, hit the subscribe button. Join my family. We're gonna have some fun all the time, every week, new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. What's up? My name is Crystal. I'm talking in my trunk because we're going on a road trip. What? I don't know what I'm doing. Make sure you got your oil change, your tire rose. Shot too much. Ow! Oh, there's a huge dragonfly. My God. It was literally like, I'm gonna get you. Now I forget what I was saying because I got distracted. Also consider subscribing, and there's an airplane. I wonder like how much of that can pick up. I know you definitely can hear the crickets for sure. It's just been like an ongoing chorus, symphony of crickets just going to town.